Very good to see
How are
that.
you?
Yeah, I'm all yeah. I got to know from interactions with you that jogging is one of the stuff you really like. So at your age, why would you advise people to take their health very seriously? What do you have to say about that?
Well, I was walking though. I was not jogging.
Okay, that's right, that's right, that's right.
But yes, I do. I do take my walks, and I also ride a bike sometimes, whether stationary or a mobile one. But I do take that quite seriously because not just here, but everywhere in the world, the prevention of health crisis is a priority. So what you eat and your activity level influence that.
Like,
Yes, 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 yes. But especially here, because you really have a deficient healthcare system in certain ways. So we don't want to, reach the confines of that system with any difficult questions.
so is it that you have like goals, like health goals that you want to achieve? Do you have like, okay, this is a new year. I mean, even though you are moving to February, and do you have like resolutions that you made up? Okay, this year I want to do much more walking, or you just, I mean, it's kind of habit and just running with it.
No, as part of health is also mental health.
Okay.
And for me, when it comes to mental health, I prioritize freedom. Sometimes you are monitoring your steps, posting it to another person. The person says he's done double, and then suddenly you are depressed about it. I don't do those things. I don't benchmark. I don't, it's just a happy life.
Don't you
Get
think
up.
that could motivate people when you put them to also try and do something?
At the end of the day, I have to go with what motivates. I have to be a bit selfish about what I'm doing.
Right.
Because when it's too regimented, it doesn't make me happy. Then I feel like I need to fight, I need to die, I need to die, I need to die. And at the end of the day, this thing is not something when you finish, you see the output immediately. It just makes you happy, it generates endorphins in your body, you feel good about yourself. And then you move on to something else.
About mental health, I mean, in our part of the world, people don't really appreciate that much, right? They think because something we have to talk about this really to the background. What do you have to say about mental health in Africa?
Oh, I mean, I think the history of Africa allows us the luxury of not being anxious about many things because we are interconnected at a very meaningful level. If you take the Netherlands, right, you can trace the Heineken family, the owners of the Heineken brand. You can trace them to up to 18th century, and maybe beyond. That does not necessarily translate into the kind of bonding that you have when you trace 3 generations of Africa. Because when I am tracing my family, I would say, okay, I know my father, I know his mother, my grandmother, but her father is said to have adopted a lot of people into their house. So the people that were introduced to me as her siblings may not even be black. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what makes Africa exciting. And some of those stories and the connections and the relaxation it brings are big mental health relievers compared to a pure exercise of going through municipal records, marriage registers and so on, and saying, okay, I know this is my great-great-great-great-grandfather, and I can therefore relate to his land. But there's no bond. How do you relate? You get what I mean? So we have something we can benefit from and tap into, but we must not take it for granted. And especially for your generation. Some of you only know your roommate. That one cry is a roommate who you know makes noise. So you don't really care who his father is or who, you just know that he's a noisy guy. And you come to the room when he's asleep. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I get
The bonding opportunities are not being tapped into as much as we